Notice of the meeting. Public notice of the meeting was given in accordance with Schedule 4, paragraph 10 of the Local Government Act 1972. Apologies from Councillor Dalrymple, Councillor Mrs H Martin, Miss M Smith, Sue Stevenson and H Sumner, and I think Councillor Mrs Lyle. Okay? She may be late, but it's just Item 2, declaration of interest. Declare any disclosable pecuniary interest or any other interest which members may have in the following agenda items in consequent dispensations. Item number 3, external reports. To receive reports on behalf of external bodies is present. A. North Yorkshire, please.
Hi, good evening. I've got on 2 documents with the news addition to the town SMTC. There was slightly different formats, and I go through the year-old figures, and then instead of going through each individual, we would go straight to questions. We're down the Shields crime. Last year we had a total of 80 in the month. This year we're down to 71. Biggest improvement, I think, we've been asked for criminal damage. Last year we had 10, this year we had 6. Burglaries, last year we had 6, this year we've got 1. Drug offences, the same as last year. Fraud, 2 occasions of fraud. Miscellaneous crime against society, last year we had 1, this year we've got 2. Possession of weapons, exactly the same as last year, 1. Public order offences, last year we had 9, 4, this year we've got 9. Sector offences, 3, same for both years. Theft, or other theft, we've got 8 for this year, 9 for last year. Theft of bicycles, we've got 1 bicycle stolen, last year we had 2. Vehicle offences, we've got 1 for this year, we had 2 for last year. And violence against a person, we're up on that one, 35, so last year we got 28. And that's open to questions.
Any questions? No.
It's just a question where, I mean, obviously Whitby is a relatively small town. Compared to towns in North Yorkshire, what is the crime rate equivalent of the towns in North Yorkshire compared to Whitby? I mean, is it similar or?
Whitby, I would suggest somewhat lower, particularly if you were to go 19 miles up the road where it would be quadruple, I would suggest. Particularly lots of those, because what I can surmise hearing the radio, particularly in relation to drunken violence and things like that. But you can argue the population is somewhat larger. Where Whitby would sit in terms of North Yorkshire, in terms of towns, is there any particular towns that you would mind?
Probably like Malton or Norton.
Again, I think Malton is somewhat higher in population, and I would suggest they're still higher than we are, without actually having a look at the figures and scrutinising them a bit more carefully. Certainly from my experience, they are somewhat higher.
Okay.
Even though they do have the licensed premises, A, the amount of licensed premises, and B, the amount of late night premises that we have. They have more than they used to do, but it tends to be sort of early evening for them. But they do put them on the outskirts of Scarborough, right up to the outskirts of York.
Cheers.
Any other questions? Councillor Smith.
The Scarborough Council seems to use camera systems been working with them for a few months now. Has it made any impact at all on your work as police officers?
Yes, in as much as we can also basically have a look at the footage historically, and as well as in real time as well, because obviously what we would see as an issue might not, if we're looking for a particular individual, we know what we're looking for, but it might not, so it can actually save time because we can actually go and look at that in real time and previous time. So certainly from my point of view, there's a lot of investigations where exactly I know what I'm looking for, I put it to the operatives who might not know. So certainly it's saved time and it's certainly been extremely beneficial towards us. Even if it was passing the monster, sometimes we've picked up on things as well that have been ongoing, which the secretive operators might be tasked to other incidents that are ongoing in, be it Scarborough or Malton and things like that. So, yeah, the quality of the cameras, the imagery is substantially better. We are looking at trying to increase coverage in one of the other areas where we've got a bit of a hot spot near the bus station, so we don't have any coverage on in relation to sort of the nighttime economy as well, and that work is still ongoing as well. Naturally, we like, depending on sort of other people's opinions, as much coverage as possible, but the purse strings can only stretch so far. So the main sort of areas that we see increased crime, be it during the day or the evening, are covered, which is really good. It's been certainly valuable towards detection and apprehension of crime.
Thank you. Thank you. Any questions? No? There you go, you're free to go, guys.
It's been a pleasure.
Can we just give that report? Councillor in favour, Councillor Coughlin, all in favour? B, County and Borough Councillor? Councillor Knox.
Thank you, Chairman. You may know that from the 11th of April, a bus will run from Abbey Headland down to Dock End on a circular route for which there will be no charge. It will run up to September. There will be metric signs on all relevant roads directing traffic to the Abbey Headland rather than having to come through town. This is to alleviate the problems felt by the loss of several, a whole load of parking spaces in Whitby due to the works that are ongoing. In connection with that, some of the plants in the Dock End area held by Yorkshire Water will be moved within the next 10 days or so as that phase of the work has finished. That will release in total 36 parking slots, so we will be a little bit better off in that respect. It's taken a long time to get this bus up and running, and we think it's quite a good achievement that we've got to get it going. And the prime mover behind it, I have to tell you, was Councillor Sandra Turner. Do forgive me if I've mentioned this before, but the bit of orange on the piers, that's like the orange concrete that is there, it has been agreed with our contractors that work is completely unacceptable. And it will be demolished and it will be replaced with stone that will be taken from the quarry that supplied the original stone. I don't know how that is scheduled to be done in the chronology of the whole scheme, but believe me, it will be done. Contractors are under no illusion that it has to be done. We continue with prosecutions under environmental offences, and we are having a regular half-day or day in court at the moment. We haven't lost a case yet, and in most cases we do get costs awarded. This sends a clear message out to people who want to spoil our borough, do so at their peril. Moving on to the DBID, we are still awaiting the determination from the Secretary of State, and obviously it would be inappropriate to comment on the appeal until such time as that comes in. What I can say is that there does appear to be some confusion about the directorate of the DBID task group and the bid company. The DBID task group has had directors appointed to it because it had to turn itself into a limited company in order to function. The directors who are on that will not be directors of the DBID unless they are appointed by other directors, if that makes sense. In other words, there has to be a levy payer in order to be a director of the DBID company. Thank you, Madam Chairman. I'm happy to take any questions.
Councillor today.
Yeah. The period of giving listed status in 1972. What period of giving listed status in 1972?
Yeah.
And the stonework that was replaced on the recent job was already in place as a concrete block. So as I understand English heritage, any job has to be done, it's like for like. So replacing the concrete block with a concrete block was in keeping with heritage status. With taking that away now and replacing it with the original stones, is that a restoration? And is that covered by the heritage status as a listed building?
Thank you. Madam Chairman, I am certain that our engineers and the relevant portfolio holder will have been in contact with English Heritage to make sure that the works that are proposed is acceptable to them. My personal view is that replacing that orange bit of concrete with natural stone to match the original work would actually be an improvement on what was there before. Absolutely certain.
Yeah, I
would agree to that.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, I can pursue that, but I think you may take it that we would not act to do anything that was against the principles of English heritage or the listing of the piers.
Maybe some public clarification would help. Some public clarification would help with that. Because you know what it sounds like with the gossip and whatever.
Oh yes, yeah. I'll get that for you.
Thank you.
Councillor Trumper.
It's good to hear about the bus and the matrix. I mean, the town council has been calling for us to look to the Abbey car park for many years. The matrix signs as well in various areas of town to point people to car parks which have available spaces. Is there a plan to make the matrix signs permanent?
To make the bus permanent?
No, the matrix signs, is there a plan to make them permanent?
I'm not sure that we can have the matrix signs permanent without the bus. I would need to check that. My understanding is the metric signs will only be there so long as the bus is in service.
Okay.
That is my understanding. I don't think we can have them there otherwise.
Well, I mean, obviously it will direct traffic to the Abbey car park, but also, you know, the cities and towns, they tend to tell people which car parks are available spaces. Like in York, you'll see, in driving to York, you'll see a matrix sign saying, this car park is 200, this car park is 4, for example. So it would make a huge difference for people coming into the town to see that. As soon as they hit Mayfield Road or the top end of the where the parking lot is, and they can drive to this car park where the spaces are. You know what I mean? It would be sensible to make it permanent rather than temporary. Which I mean, you know, conflict
Yeah, I agree. To have this sort of sign to work on a permanent basis would require quite an input of technology, and I'm not sure where the portfolio holder is with that at the moment. Certainly, I agree with Phil that this is something that will come, and it ought to come sooner rather than later. But exactly where we are with this, I'm not entirely certain.
Can I just ask another question about the bus? I am aware that the bus is going to be taking people from the headland down to Dock End, if the park up there, and vice versa. But as there's no actual bus service up there, could, like an old local lady who's doing her shopping, jump on it?
Yes.
Right, that's fine. Because obviously that has been an issue for us for a while as well, to get a bus service up there on a more permanent basis, but if we spread the word that we can use that bus for a while, that would be good. Thank you. Councillor Smith.
Sorry, still on the same topic in a way. Is there any plan to increase any parking wardens across the summer period? The standard parking, particularly on Church Street, has deteriorated rapidly since the Church Street car park has been closed. I just wondered if there was any prospect of there being increased presence.
We have no plans to increase the number of traffic wardens at the moment. Recruiting them is a difficult job anyway. It's very hard for them to very hard to recruit people for that role, particularly in the light of the publicity we've had where one of our cars was attacked and we all had a car driven at him. And people don't want to expose themselves to that. No, I can't really blame them. It is a possibility for the future, but not in the immediate, I'm afraid. But I do understand where you're coming from.
Councillor Coughlin.
Just very quickly, the parking meter, next to where the demonstrators are, at the bottom of the Spa Drive, has been off for weeks. And people are getting ticketed, even though they're leaving messages on their cars. I mean, I got a ticket, fair enough, I was parked, couldn't get the money in the machine, but it's been off for weeks. And there's nothing being done. Can't think of the lady's name that runs the spa. She's been on to the Borough Council, people complaining to her about getting parking tickets and so on, and quite a few people are being ticketed. In my case, I can't walk right to the top of the Spa Drive to go and get another ticket. But in my case, right around me, I left a message on my dashboard saying, couldn't get the money in the machine, in the spa, happy to pay, you know, got back in the cost of the parking ticket. But it's been off for weeks. Surely the Borough Council has some kind of liability to fix these things?
Yes, we do. If you get a parking ticket and you explain the circumstances, it will be waived.
No, it wasn't. I had to pay it. It was not waived. And the annoying thing about it, you talk about people driving at traffic wardens, somebody that I know walked past as he was ticketing all these cars, and the look of pure glee on his face, apparently, she said was unbelievable. It's not very professional. Councillor Chumper.
Excuse me, is that something you've heard when you walk past the look of glee on his face?
Oh, absolutely, yes.
Yeah, but we didn't see it.
Personally, I didn't, but I believe the person who did see it.
We do have a responsibility to keep parking meters in order. I will report this to the parking department tomorrow. Yeah. In the meantime, if you let me have the details of the ticket you have, I will have a word with the parking manager.
I've already done that.
Have a ticket from a machine that is not functioning.
Yeah, I've already done that actually, Councillor Knock. I had a word with parking services about this. And their answer was, you can still pay over the phone. There's a phone number on the side of the machine which you're supposed to ring up and make a card payment over the phone, but not everybody carries cards, so...
Not everybody has a mobile phone. I've got mine with me.
Yeah,
yeah.
So I didn't, and it wasn't something that I looked for on the machine. I didn't see it. Certainly wasn't on the front of the machine. But that was the answer that I was told. Wait couldn't be waived.
I will take that matter up with parking tomorrow.
Thank you.
I'm in the town tomorrow, do you?
Right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Can we have a proposer and a seconder to receive those reports? Councillor Jackson and Councillor Byers are in favour. Item number 4, public participation. The Chairman will suspend the standing orders for up to 15 minutes to allow members of the public to ask questions, make statements, or give evidence about business items on the agenda, limited to 3 minutes per person. Yeah?
Thank you, Madam Councillors, Town Clerk, Deputy Town Clerk. My name is Mike Ward. I'm a volunteer with the Youth Justice Service in this area. I act, and some people laugh when I say it, I act as an appropriate adult, and I also sit on the Yorkshire Court Referral Panels. As you may know, the Youth Shack has been closed by county. I've been on to county, I've got numerous emails now. Yes, it's above public conveniences, and yes, it's next door to a pub. But that has been no problem over very many years of successful use. The only reason I can see North Yorkshire close it is pure and simple down to lack of cash, budget cuts. This was an invaluable resource in our town. It kept young adults off the street, especially those vulnerable young adults, those who could pop into this centre to get the care they needed. The youth workers are now stationed at the police station, which I'm afraid is not a place many of our young adults want to visit. Many years ago, I remember Councillor Joe Plant, and I'm sure we all wish him a speedy recovery. Spent many hours in that youth shack, it was called Rafters in those days, working on the skate park, and I think some of you may have even been involved in that design with the young adults in the skate park. Now they've closed it. I think all councils have a duty of care to our young people, and I would hope that this town council can do something to help the youth of our town. My local Rotary Club have been instrumental in funding North Yorkshire Youth Justice Service for a pop-up workshop, and this helps those young adults to build birdhouses, and you'll see something in the flesh from the Youth Justice Service in the coming weeks. What I would like this council to think about is whether there's any way we could persuade Scarborough Council for a community asset transfer, and we do have some influential people from the council in this room. I've been on to them trying to see what the cost would be. They quoted me 18,000 to rent the premises. It's now come down, I believe, to 15. But a community asset transfer would give us an opportunity to give these young people a place to go. With the increase in knife crime, I don't know where only one is coming from, because I've got a few cases with the Youth Justice Service at the moment. But I think if we could be persuaded to give you those premises as a normal rent, even if it's not a community asset transfer, we could raise the money locally. I think the Rotary Club would certainly help. I'm sure Sirius Potash would help. I'm sure rent could be found. The county should have the youth workers in town. We've got quite a few youth workers in town, but we just need them positioned where the youth can see them easily. So I just appeal really for help or some feedback on what more we can do to make sure our vulnerable adults are catered for in the town. Thank you.
I'm involved in Eastside Community Centre, so I look there quite a lot, and I do know that Ian Williams from Youth Services has started up a youth group up at the Eastside Community Centre, and that includes the youth shed. So they've installed the shed in the back garden of the community centre, and they're just waiting for the tools and the benches which have been donated by businesses. And them sessions will be starting up in the next 2 or 3 weeks. So obviously the provision was lost from the town centre, but it has been put back into the town with regards to the Eastside Community Centre.
That's good news. I mean, I don't know whether that youth shed up there, whether there's any way Ed Hall for the Youth Justice Service could use that facility for a pop-up workshop.
I think you need to contact Ian Waynes. Ian Waynes from North Yorkshire County Council Youth Services.
Right. Yeah. Well, he must know him. But I think the danger is that I don't know, it is in the town centre, you know, whether the young people move up, and you know, where they station themselves in town, you know, around the car park. We need to get them off that car park and into somewhere where they can get advice in the best way. So anyway, thank you.
Councillor Smith.
Yes, I'd just really like to reinforce the need for somewhere in town for it. Whitby and Bloom actually received grant funding in order to set up a youth group within the town. We're having difficulty spending that funding because we can't find a venue in order to host this thing. So really, the importance of a central venue in town that's neither on the east side or on the west side, because we all know the argument to go to that and all that, it is really imperative, and I will reinforce the desire to see a youth centre open back up in the centre of town.
Do you want me to put it on the next council also?
That's what I was going to suggest. I think it's really needed to discuss it seriously, so it needs to be on either the full council agenda or...
well, we haven't got on the full council until mid-May. We've got town improvement on the 29th of April. Yeah, I'll put it on to that. Yeah. Can I have a second for that? Councillor Winston, yeah. All in favour? Unanimous. Item number 4, advise mayor's report.
You've all had a copy circulated this evening.
Motion and seconder, Councillor Mrs Smith, Councillor Dennis Collins, all in favour? Thank you. Item number 6, clerk's report. 6A, letter sent by the council for information only. Councillor Smith, Councillor Wilson, all in favour? Item B, items for circulation and information only. 1 YLCA, 1 road update. Councillor Coughlin.
Do you want to take it all together, because I've circulated another one for you this evening, which is the letter from the Police Commissioner regarding the draft priorities for the North Yorkshire Fire and Rescue Plan. The closing date on it is the 21st of April. Well, of course, we're not going to have another meeting that we can discuss, but everybody can go on and put their own comments in. So it's just to note that one as well as the other two.
Yeah, can I give Councillor Coughlin a seconder? Councillor Collins, yeah. Jackson it was.
Oh, was that?
All in favour? Item 7, message received by the council. A, Norfolk Council consultation regarding special category area of Whitby Way, Wellington Road.
We'll have another one when we get to this, but just for the councillors who don't sit on planning, this has been discussed at the planning meeting, and the recommendation was refusal. The effect on the immunity of neighbours, conflict with nearby users, highways and access, and community safety.
Sorry, Councillor
Chipping have seeking outside for their smokers and their dog owners and whatnot, and they appear to have stood as the bar on Wellington Road opposite to this. But they've got to clear away by 4 o'clock for vehicles going on back to the gate, for listening to vans to get through and so on. So it's not that wide, that road, to have. Yeah.
We've discussed this at great length in planning.
I'm sure.
Councillor Wilson.
My impression is that when the revised plan came back, we didn't object because they kept them within the curves of the pub.
And maybe wasn't at that planning meeting, but we definitely refused them.
Do we still recommend? Sorry, brain freeze.
We go back and check, but I'm sure that was right.
Because they came up with a revised plan that had limited the amount of, I know we weren't
we
happy
also
with that.
recommended refusal.
Yes, I think because of the outside change.
Yeah.
Councillor Jensen.
Because this is on the road every tonight, is it something involved from this council, what the planning officer, what the planning committee is recommending?
That's up to you. As councillors, you decide, do you want to repeat the comments that were made at the planning committee? Or do you want to say something different?
Yeah.
Councillor Johnson, do you want him to speak?
Right, obviously being spoken at the planning committee. I would say that Kathy, before Fulton Foods took over, did used to have outside seating in that area.
It wasn't popular.
Wasn't popular though.
Well, the problem was that people with guide dogs and people with cyclists and whatnot were tripping over the people sitting outside.
That's all I was doing, and I think this council did approve JK seating outside.
Yeah, we did. And they have it, the other side, they have it extended. I'll have the revised together, but Deputy Clerk's just said it's got something to do with the angle it's coming out at, but looking at this, it seems to be pretty much in line with the... That's the revised Definitely revised.
Definitely revised. My concern, the revised plan in a smaller area, but there was still quite big tables, wasn't there? And it could be moved.
I also, my concern was the fact that there's not a pleasant atmosphere there on Saturday night, and I think just supplying people with weapons, chairs and tables is probably not going to be right.
Councillor Smith.
Yes, I absolutely agree with everything that's been said about the planning agreed with, and I'd be more than happy to second the proposal, but I also wonder if we also ought to add in that this is actually within the I can never say that word.
Cumulative impacts.
Yes, exactly, and by the extending outside, the effect of extending the area that alcohol is being served within the town, it's an increase of alcohol availability within the town, and I think maybe we also ought to mention that actually is not favourable. If that area of town is still well known for antisocial behaviour, influenced by the amount of alcohol that's available for there, absolutely setting the idea of rather than extra weapons for them is probably not a good idea. I just think on balance, the whole thing taken together, we shouldn't be encouraging any more drinking of alcohol in town.
So we've got to follow up, Councillor Jennington,
that we repeat the comments made by the planning committee. Do you want to add something in about the cumulative impact?
just got the VAT.
Yeah.
Sorry, interrupting. Obviously it was on the illustration, but mainly in the late hours of the night, on the night time, we're not really through the day. I mean, I'm on there every single day of the week, and Sundays during the day. I don't see much trouble around there at all. It's mainly on the evening, between, I would suggest 11 and 2 o'clock in the morning.
There has been in the afternoon. There has been smashed by
Anyway, you're going to get that anywhere, but, you know, I just think maybe it's a way of making it a bit more, you know, happy style, people being able to sit outside eating food, and, you know. Anyway, I think...
Prince without.
So we've got a second to Councillor Jenkinson's proposal, second Councillor Wilson. All in favour of Councillor Jenkinson's proposal? Against? Abstentions?
And that's basically
Yes. Yeah, I mean, if anybody wants to send this in as a personal one, they can send a response in, but obviously this has come to the town council, so we make a corporate response.
Item number 8, committee recommendations. To consider and make any decisions on any recommendation arising from the committee meeting. HR 637/19, review of governance documents. Members consider the following documents. A, grievance procedure, amended as suggested by Alice Wickham, proposed by Councillor Mrs H. Coglan, seconded by Councillor Mrs R. White, and unanimously recommended that the revised document be submitted to Council for adoption. Councillor Coglan, Councillor Jackson, all in favour of adoption? That's unanimous. S648/19, approval of payment. Members approved payments on behalf of the Council for the 19th of March 2019. Proposed by Councillor Mrs M. Wilson, seconded by Councillor C. Winchday, and unanimously recommended that schedule of payments up to the 19th of March 2019 in the sum of £29,863.61 as attached to a seal are approved for payment and submitted to full Council. Councillor Wilson, you got seconded? Councillor Coglan, all in favour? Unanimous. Item 9, none. Item 10, minutes.
Something I wanted to say on the full council one.
Yeah, we've actually amended it on the signed version. We had sadly missed off Councillor Wilson, that he was here. And we know he was here because he put forward a proposal to take them on block. So we've already amended that on the side minutes, or the minutes to be signed, should I say.
I propose to do on block then.
Have we got a seconder to take them on block? Councillor Wilson. So all in favour of taking them on block? So have we got a proposal to confirm an accurate bid on the receipt? Councillor Hampton, have we got a seconder? Councillor Jackson, all in favour? There we go. Item number 11, members' report. To receive reports from members nominated to represent the council outside bodies. Got any? I haven't received any. Item number 12, flooding awareness, standing items, height above 5.5 metres, 18th, 19th, 20th, 21st, 22nd of April 2019. Can we receive those? Councillor Coughlin, Councillor Jenkinson, all in favour? Item number 13, Process Development Progress. We've had no meeting yet. No, we haven't had any meeting, but we requested when Matt Parsons visited last time about a site visit for everybody. So I've got some proposed dates. Monday the 13th of May, Thursday the 16th of May, Tuesday the 21st of May, Wednesday the 22nd of May. This would all be to meet at 4 o'clock at the Park and Ride. There would be a minibus to the mine site, followed by a 20-minute presentation in one of their blocks, and then a tour of the site. Thursday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Yeah, so we've got a possible Monday, a Thursday, a Tuesday and a Wednesday.
None of them are any good for me because the Tuesday I like to do the reference. Tuesday I think suits me.
Tuesday 21st.
Yeah, Tuesday. After Tuesday Monday.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I can do something.
Is there council meetings on that Tuesday?
There'll be a finance meeting at 6:15.
Right, and will the mine visit be done by then?
I would have thought so, yeah.
After the Tuesday?
Tuesday the 21st of May? Yeah.
Let's go see the big hall.
It might not be able, but it could be a complete new group of people.
But then, tell the new councillors at the annual council meeting that we've got a site visit for the 21st of May, but we just have to make it.
Are we back with you, council?
So I will send an email around about that once I've confirmed it with Matt.
Thank you. Right, thank you ladies and gentlemen, I hope to see you all next month. I'm fine, Maureen, I'm really fine. Yeah, I think about 5 minutes, just on the podcast. Yeah, it's about 7 minutes. Yeah, so, right, yeah. What are you doing? Guess what I did say? Don't hang out my handbag in the office. Yeah, just a note that the Mayor Spring Dance has been cancelled. Yeah, it's a flash
Thank you.
What
Yes.